Caitlin Wharton. I studied here for 6 years. I did both my graduate and undergraduate degrees here. I got connected to the VSU my freshman year. One particular person in a giant room full of people walked up to me and said, "Hey, my name is, do you want to be part of a community group?" Yeah, actually I do, but there's no way I was gonna, make that connection in a room full of 20 billion people. So, just someone being very intentional and seeking out new faces.
With his blood, he has washed us with his...
I'm Gabe from Montreal, Canada. I study business management. I came to the United States to play baseball. I did connected to the BSU by 3 friends that asked me at about the same week if I wanted to come to the BSU, and thought that people here would just force me to believe in something I wasn't ready to believe in. And I think the fact that it didn't force me was really something that say, hey, you can go back and just be yourself, and it was really good.
Grace and trust, give us ears and give us eyes. He has washed us with his blood.
I was a non-believer. I didn't think it did exist. I thought there were a higher power, but I wasn't sure in what form and what religion was good, and if any religion was good, actually.
I had grown up in a Christian family, and I think up until that point my faith had been very much my parents', and it was starting to become my own, but it wasn't something that I completely understood. I knew so much about the Bible. I was a very good kid, and I was very proud of that. And so I think over the course of several years, God worked in my heart not only to change my perspective of Him, basically. I had seen Him kind of as an authority figure, as someone who was going to get me in trouble, basically, if I did something wrong, and I was going to be really good to avoid that. And I had to do all of these good things in order to be good enough, and I realized through my interactions with people here, the grace of God is something that I need on a daily basis. It's not something that I need once when I was 5 or whatever. It was something that permeates the entirety of my life, and through that I've started to understand the idea of the gospel, and then through that what the implications are for the rest of my life. And I think coming in, I wanted to be a good church girl, and I wanted to do lots of good things, and coming out of it, now I'll say wherever I end up, I want to be in a gospel-centered community that is living daily in their communities to share the gospel and to impact their communities. At the very heart of the gospel, I think that the very basic is who I am and who Jesus is, and who I am as someone in desperate need of something better than myself, something outside of myself. Because I could never be good enough for God. I said, earlier that I tried to be good enough for God and do lots of good things, and but at the heart of that, I was never able to do that, and it was always just a constant struggle to try to do better and to be good enough, and I just got really burnt out. And so knowing that I am in desperate need of a Savior, and then Jesus Christ, who came and took everything that I ever did wrong, ever will do wrong, took that on Himself to bridge the barrier between me and God. And I've started to learn more about the gospel as a relationship. I think growing up I learned a lot about the gospel as like fire insurance or whatever. And so now I understand the gospel as, okay, this is not simply how I become a better person or something like that, but this is how I have a daily relationship with God, and it starts now and continues into eternity. It isn't simply about eternity or simply about now. So I cherish a lot the time that I've had with international students here. all the time people downstairs playing on the piano, goofing off, playing ping pong, playing games, cooking together.
There's the free food on Tuesday.
Meeting with students for coffee. Ultimate Frisbee has been super fun. There's lots of stuff. So, there's always people here hanging out. There's always people who will welcome you and, whatever.
It really helped me on my spiritual journey, getting to know God and just answering my questions and being there for me. It was there for me when I kind of had doubts, and just like brought me to a circle, I guess, of friends. BSU is a safe place where you can be yourself and ask questions and just share your doubts. So, but it's awesome too. Awesome.
I feel like through my time here, I have learned how to become a better friend. Through some of the friends that I've met, they have been very genuine and honest and real in my life. And that's something that I've always kind of been scared of. The idea of being like really open and honest with someone, but some of my friends here have seen have seen the very worst of me, and sometimes the very best. But so I think I have been able to develop more of a sense of being genuine, and hopefully being more honest with that in general. I think I have become less judgmental than when I started. Like I said, I kind of started with this idea that I needed to do all these good things, and so I think I saw other people, if they weren't doing good things, as, maybe not beneath me, but, well, clearly they had some issues or something. So I think understanding more the grace of Christ has allowed me to extend that more to other people. Still something I'm working on for sure. And hopefully I've developed some more patience in the meantime. So.
When I graduate, I'm going back to Canada, and I'll be looking for good community, church community, where I can get plugged in, because when I grew up, I didn't have that community. I didn't know about it. So that's something I'm really going to look for, a great community where I can get plugged in and have good friends where you can keep me accountable and just be who I am. And that's the main thing I'm going to look for when I go back home. And it's going to be tough because there's not a lot of religious group back home, and my parents are not believers and my family are not believers, so it's going to be tough, but that's really what I'm going to look for.
I'm going to be going to Argentina. I will be working with a church in sort of the north central region of Argentina. It's the second largest city. It's called Cordoba, and I'll be working with youth and college students as part of a church ministry there. I'm going to be doing an internship, and so I'm excited to learn a lot. I'm sure my Spanish will improve, and I'm excited to see what it looks like to minister to students in another cultural context and in another country, in a different kind of environment. Get plugged in someplace, whether that's here or whether that's somewhere else, and invest and stay there. Because if you try to get plugged in several places, you're not going to really be plugged into any of them.
The BSU is just a safe place where you can share your doubts and grow up and find good friends, because at college is the first time where you're alone. You don't have your parents looking over your shoulder every single day, and I think sometimes we make poor choices because we have bad influences. So BSU is just a great place where you can find good friends, and they're going to accept you no matter what you believe and no matter how you are.
Building relationships with people that are centered around the gospel is really, really central.
There's hope. A place where you can forget for a couple hours school and all the stress and that your life have, so you can just be yourself and relax and be safe. And I encourage everybody to come to BSU.